Welcome, class, to Investigating Critical and Contemporary Issues in Education, or EDUC 2110. My name is Tom Peterson, and I will be your professor to guide you through this course. This is really a fun course because it deals with real contemporary issues in education. Whether you're from speech and language or special ed or early childhood or secondary, all of these issues should apply in some form to the area that you're going into. We'll be covering issues like testing. Oh, I know, that's a lot of fun, and we end up doing a lot of it in our country. We spend an enormous amount of time, and we need to understand more clearly the impact those tests is having not only on students, but also on educators, on administrators, on parents. It causes a lot of stress, and we need to ask questions like, what are the tests really measuring? You know, why are we giving so many tests? Does testing make our kids smarter? The more we test, the smarter they're getting. We're going to look at classrooms in the way that so many students find classrooms boring. This is particularly as they move up through the grades. They don't find it relevant and personally meaningful. We're going to look at bullying and how that impacts students and everyone in the classroom, and how teachers often respond or not respond. How giving rewards. We think of giving rewards as something that is just crucial in education, that we do it all the time, but is it why do we give rewards? Is it a form of manipulation and control, or is it in the best interest of our students? Competition. We all love competition, right? No, not everyone loves competition. There are many students that suffer because of competition, or stressed out and will not compete. And so it doesn't motivate students, all students alike. And we have to ask the question of, why do we use competition when it comes to learning? Does it improve learning, or does it hinder learning? One of the things that I specialize in is working with kids that are called at risk or high risk. These are kids that in classrooms are teachers' most challenging students. They exhibit inappropriate behavior. They don't respond to incentives. They don't respond to punishment. You can send them to ISS or OSS, or put them in alternative schools, put them in jail. They don't come back better. So we need to examine some of our motives behind doing this and see if there are alternatives. I run a program called Spark that works with these young people. From some semesters, I offer that to my students. In our course, you'll first go to the content page. That's where you found this video. And one of the videos that I want you to watch is called Another Brick in the Wall. This was a 1979 YouTube of Pink Floyd. They didn't put it on YouTube in '79. Believe me, it wasn't there. But this is called Another Brick in the Wall. And I want you to try to understand, what is the message that they were sending out to educators in 1979 with this music and the words. Another video, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a very short one. It's only a couple of minutes, but it depicts what I call all too often a traditional classroom. It's called the banking method of education, where the teacher drones on and the students sit there passively, hopefully, and just soak it in, some of them quite reluctantly. Well, the question that arises, and probably all of you have seen or been in classrooms like this, the question arises, what are the kids learning? And your first reaction might be nothing. Sad to say, they are learning. They're learning a lot. They're learning a lot about the subject. They know that the subject is boring to them. They know they're learning a lot about the teacher. The teacher doesn't care about them or what they're learning. The teacher doesn't even care about what he's teaching or she is teaching. They're learning that they can play the game and just sit back and listen to the teacher, pass the test, and that's all that's necessary. They're learning to see the subject as an object, a thing, and are really disconnected from it. So there's a lot that students are taking away from this, unfortunately, not good things. We need to understand that there are better ways to teach than in Ferris Bueller's Teacher. It's great acting, though. You'll enjoy that. I want to go over the syllabus with you a little bit. Please look at the syllabus as well as the content page, because in the syllabus are the details that are not in the content page of the course then. One of the requirements in this course, and you will see mine listed at the very beginning, is something I call a cosmos. That's C-O-S-M-O-S. The cosmos has to do with the influences that have shaped one's life. You know, all of us have grown up in different kinds of households, some with both of our parents there, some not. All of these things have an influence. Where we grew up. I grew up across the ocean in another country. Well, that had a real profound influence on my life. Learning another language and being a minority in another country. Growing up with my dad being a preacher. That had a real influence and impact on my life. My mother, my brothers and sister, friends, and then my marriage. I had 3 children, and looked like everything was going great, but then something happened, and next thing I knew, my wife was gone. And those were the darkest and the most painful days of my life. And I will share that in the PowerPoint that you will look at. And those things influenced me. They shaped my life. Where I live now, my students, my wife now, and my grandchildren now, these all have an impact on me, on my teaching and who I am as a person. This is a really important one that all of you need to do, and start pulling some pictures together. You can do it any way you want, Prezi, PowerPoint, movie, and then post it on the discussion board so everybody can look at them. This is for yourself and for others in the class to get to know who you are. The only thing that I ask is that you be real. Don't be a fake, okay? Don't try to sugarcoat things and say things about yourself, not just your accomplishments, but areas that you struggled with in life. These are important to your cosmos. Okay, so that's one of the assignments that you'll need to do. There are 11 themes in this course. And they're on the content page. And in every one of those themes, if you click on it, and off to the right, you will see the readings that come from those, and some assignments. There's usually quizzes for each of the assignments. There are some reflective papers that you need to respond to. Just look at the assignments, look in the syllabus. It'll tell you which ones you need to do and how you need to do them. Again, there are 11 of them, and they're spelled out both in the syllabi and on the content page. One of the assignments that is really a challenge for this course is to do an observation. They require 10 hours of observation. They don't define where it needs to be done too much, but I would like you to find some location that relates to issues that we're talking in this class. I don't care whether it's a homeless shelter, Boys and Girls Club, food bank. One of the things that if in your town, wherever you are, go to the juvenile court. Spend some time in there. You can do 10 hours in a juvenile court in Carroll County here, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You can email me for more detail on that. And just sit in there and observe. You will learn so much about the home life of these kids and what they're going through. It's heartbreaking, but it's something you need to know, because when kids walk into your class, you need to know something about their backgrounds and why they're acting a certain way. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like I said, Boys and Girls Club. Okay, here's a couple more. I'll let them count for 5 hours each. If you go to the Bremen Jewish Museum, the Holocaust Museum in Atlanta, I'll let that count for 5 hours. You'll have to take a part of a day. And also the Martin Luther King Center. Go there, take the tours, and enjoy a day. Take a date. or find a classmate and go there, and that can be your 10 hours. Those are profound things. Now, you also need to write a paper about that. And this is called your observation reflection paper. It just needs to be done by the end of this course. This observation paper tells there's a template there. It asks you the questions of, what have you done? What have you learned? How does it apply to issues that we've talked about in this class? Anyway, there's a lot to do in a short amount of time with these online courses, and I will try to make sure that you keep up to date with your assignments, because one module is equal to normally what I teach in a whole week face-to-face. And you're not going to have that privilege with some of these courses that are condensed. Some of the courses that you're in are 3 weeks, others are 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but they're condensed, and you need to be on top of it. You need to email me, communicate with me, and let me know how you're doing in the course. There are readings for every one of the modules. One of them on bullying, you have to find your own readings on that one. And the reflection papers and the quizzes. I think that's it for right now. And if there's any more, I will put it on the discussion page. And I look forward to seeing you on the first day of class and getting your assignments on the second day of class. Okay? Thank you, and email me at either tpeters@wesca.edu or on the Course Den one. Thank you. This is where I've been recording this video for the class. I live right here in Carroll.